Cool. Well, that was really, really quick. Setup was super zoomy. So here we are with Shawnee and Shawnee actually running River City Girls Zero and OC on commentary. I'm going to pass it over to you, Shawnee. Best of luck.
All right, thank you. I am Shauny7188. I'm joined by Ozzy, which is the only way I'm ever going to say that letter. So how you doing, Ozzy?
I will accept this victory. I'm doing fine. Looking forward to some River City Girls Zero this morning. It is always cool to see beat 'em up speedruns in general. It's not a genre you typically see a lot of attention towards, you know?
Yeah. And just as a heads up, I'm going to skip over the cutscenes just to save time. Just a little brief rundown of the history of this game with me. My friend visited from Japan. This is a local co-op only game, and when he was over, we played it and beat it in one sitting, and that took us 3.5 hours, and we were bad. And I sat there for a while thinking, so should I just, try it again? And I got an hour 40, and I kept narrowing it down. And as of yesterday or the day before, I now have a sub-hour time. So it's a very fun game. It's very finicky, and you're going to see the story here, which, long story short, we'll try our best to summarize the story, but I don't speak Japanese. But this was... let me get the name up here before I can have Discord disappear on my side. This is Shinneketsu Koha Kunio Tachi no Banka, which is River City Girls Zero. They re-released it a couple years ago, or a year ago. And this is essentially a sequel to Neketsu Renegade Kunio-kun for the arcade. And this is kind of built off the same story, but with that, I'm happy to start whenever. So this is literally the story. We got framed for a hit and run. So, and also I have chat up. Chat, you're cute. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh yeah, there's also easy mode and normal. There is no hard mode. It's very confusing. But if anyone wants to count me down, I can get going. Ozzy?
OC, you can go ahead, yeah.
And I guess I can do the honors. All right, Shawnee, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go. So we got arrested. Kunio, for those who don't know, Kunio is basically the star of everyone's eyes, and when there's basically a frame, he went up, he approached, he wanted to redeem himself, got arrested. He's now going to juvenile jail. He has thick eyebrows that don't match his hair color. Enjoy that. And we are joined by Ricky, who is on the back of the bike, who is framed, and the person who framed us is never in the game. So, this is Takayama. He is the head police officer here, and we know his son Mamoru. And he's saying because ever since Mamoru's been hanging out with us, he has been a bad influence. And honestly, we beat up a lot of people, so maybe. And Ozzy, if you want to just take over for generally how this game works as I beat up these 3 people, that'd be great.
Yep. So you might have briefly caught this earlier. There's actually a good amount of kind of like different button inputs, whether it be directional or combination, that allow us to do punches, kicks, dive kicks, whatever. And that's your typical beat 'em up style. But the main thing here that this game will be immediately apparent is, unlike a lot of beat 'em up games, enemy health is not displayed. We're kind of left to do a little bit of guesswork of how close enemies are to being dead. And sadly, these enemies only go when they die and not barf. So I apologize for that.
Yeah, I know.
But you might be wondering, what's with the kind of like health bar system that you got on screen at the moment? That is because this game has a unique system of swapping between characters instantaneously. Each health bar is each character, either Kunio or Ricky.
Yeah, for now. We'll get 2 more characters, which obviously with River City Girls Zero, you can probably presume is going to be Misako and Kyoko. So we'll get those eventually as well.
So you can essentially use both characters' HP as a way to kind of like before one character dies, swap to the other one and use them to duke it out for what you need. However, this is not a game that is that kind. If any character HP drops to 0, game over.
Yeah, we do not have 4 health bars. We have a single health bar that could be split up into 4, basically, with some people having full health. All the characters act differently. Just to touch on the story, this is Hiroshi. We saved him in the arcade version from Sabu. He's explained the situation that since Kunio has been arrested, his school has gone into disarray, as is Ricky's. And Misako has become friendly, in their words, with the new boss of the school. Honestly, it's a bit weird. And also they're now having a plan to break them out, which is act sick, because that always works in movies. Which, honestly, I respect, because, you know, it worked. This is they literally said in the previous cutscene when they're talking, when they're all crouching, that it's impossible to break out, and then after one day they broke out. So...
Is it okay real quick if I just butt in?
Absolutely. I'm going to be kicking these 2 people in the corner for a bit, so that's a perfect time.
Wonderful. So we have a $5 donation from It's Me NPC with a message saying, very cool. What you doing, Slurpy, with 2 P's. I put that donation towards the River City Girls 0 Ride the Roller Coaster incentive. So that puts the total up to, I think it was like $15. But then we also got a $30 donation in from Zelo, saying, here's to another great Slurpathon with some wonderful folks. Place the $30 to ride the roller coaster, as Shawnee needs to start us at the top before I drop us into doom hell. Thank you so much for the wonderful donation. So that actually puts your incentive at $45.
Oh, wow.
Just $5 more and that incentive will be met. So
that's good, because we only have 15 minutes left, roughly, till I get to the scene.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you talked over that, because...
The siren's very annoying.
The siren sounds like it's farting.
Yeah, it's very annoying. You can't mash through the title screen there. It is just the normal thing. Now we're going to be versing Takayama again with a single guard. I'm actually on decent-ish pace right now, so I'm not... Okay, I turned around the wrong way and got pummeled. Okay, whatever. But you want to be able to group everyone together. Just to break it down to a little bit of math, sorry to any RPG runners who are in the crowd. A single punch counts as, let's say, 1. That big kick I'm using to launch them initially backwards probably counts towards 2. We don't know the exact values. I never bothered to check them out. Also, this game looks a bit boring is because I don't have any abilities yet. And I'll get the abilities after the school. And I beat him. I can just run off screen. I was supposed to finish him over there. It's a little bit of a time loss, but 5:30, not that bad. Yeah, I'm also trying not to split each time, or else I'll pause my timer. So now we're going to... Sorry, just a thing. We're going to meet up with Hiroshi again. We're going to sneak into the back of the school, because police are everywhere. And we're going to go fight Daiki on the 3rd floor. But otherwise, we can chat about whatever we want, because it's just me beating up a bunch of students with very limited move pool until after this, essentially, first stage. And then we get our uniforms, and then every single character acts unique after that.
Yep. It's kind of funny that this game is surprisingly in-depth with its story compared to almost every other beat-em-up from that era.
Yeah.
Like, look at Double Dragon. It's literally, girl gets punched in the gut, taken away, go save her.
Okay, shout-outs to Marion. She's actually a playable character in River City Girls 2. And they made her a buff muscle woman, and it's amazing because she got sick and tired of having to be rescued. So I appreciate that. So again, also, pink hair people, 16 health, green hair people, 14 health. So, you know. Okay.
So...
It's really cool to know that like hair actually determines like your HP stats. Is that a thing in real life by any chance?
I mean, people who have like awesome colored hair tend to be awesome and probably assume have higher hit points. I don't want to test that out. That seems to be a bad thing.
Hair is blue. You're probably the main character.
Okay, actually, fun fact: Super Dodgeball for the NES, also another Kunio-kun game. The people who have the lowest health are the bald people. So, you know, take for what you will. There's 3 people this floor, so I can go straight up and walk up the wrong side of the stairs here, which is great.
Yeah, a lot of rooms in this game are actually these kind of like long corridors from left to right that stretches on quite a bit, and this is both an important thing and a little bit of a detriment to how fast we can go, because we, like most beat 'em ups, all enemies have to be cleared in order for you to progress to the next area. This game is no different. However, sometimes the enemies like to spawn on the far, far, far left side of the room, and you have to go kind of like hunt them down.
Yeah, and it's based on, like, you see that pillar just there. If I were to finish, let's say, the first two people on that side of it, if I brought them over there and fought them over here, they would spawn on the left-hand side of the room. Because I defeated them on the left-hand side, the two pink-haired guys spawn in the pink side room, the right-hand side of the room. And there'll be 5 people here. It goes 3, 4, 5 for floor. This isn't going to be too much of a... Okay. I disagree with not being able to attack there, but the game said otherwise. But we have to make sure we clear people off as fast as possible on the screen as they spawn in for the most part. There's a couple exceptions where I'm going to have to do a little bit of manipulation. And this game is not fixed RNG. Everything is improv at this point. Especially bosses. Oh my goodness, especially bosses.
Yeah, there's going to be some fights in this game where Shauny's going to want to focus pretty hard just because of how, like, if Shauny does everything right, the fights are going to be clean, simple, he moves on with his life. But if they go wrong bad.
Yeah, and time mitigation or loss mitigation is obviously very crucial. I can just go straight here. It's going to load a cutscene. And honestly, this is... Oh, yeah, no, okay, so yeah, just to touch on the Cyber Tales. This is way different than the original River City Girls. But they use this game as the base for the new kind of revamped game. And this is also Daiki. He has iframes when he gets up, so I just can't spam attacks anymore because bosses... Yeah. Oh, he actually got me. Wow, pink-haired guy, why aren't you moving? There we go.
He took his time.
Yeah.
He was like, you go first, boss.
Yeah, this is where, again, you might see me switch characters. The strongest character is Kunio. He has a certain attack, a spinny kick, which I'll get after this battle, which will do 9 damage. His, alright then. His attack, when it comes to... Like, I'll show off the attacks in a sec. I don't agree with that as well. But he has roughly about 25 health or so it takes a while for it to get whittled down.
Yeah, for whatever reason, they decided Ricky was this game's loser in terms of like damage output.
Yeah, I did a stream a while ago where I was just counting how many attacks it took to, you know, take out certain enemies, which is why I know that green hair guy is 14 because, hey, he was a test character. Once we hear the grunt, this fight's over, and I get my abilities, please. Oh yeah, I guess I should explain as well. This game has half inputs. This is really hard to explain. There we go. So I actually get my abilities now, so this is going to be a lot easier. The first 10 minutes-ish is quite rough. So what this game does is, I'm smashing the button until the cutscene's over. We're going to see Misako here, and she's going to join us, and we're going to go to the next school where Ricky's absence has caused the destruction of the school. So there's the storyline stuff. But for the half inputs, this is a 60 frame per second game. My brother tasked out a fight, and it walled off every odd frame of input. So...
Extremely weird quirk of this game.
But there's no dropped inputs. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like, it's one of those things you can feel something's wrong, but heck if you can explain it.
Yeah. This game also got released on Steam and the other consoles. Initially, it was a Switch timed exclusive, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm playing on right now. But I have to hold the control like that really matters. I could be using Switch on PC. Or the Switch controller on PC. But, So also you can see here, they're going to show Misako is slightly faster with walking speed. Very subtle little game design thing. It's very good for that. And we see Takayama and Mamoru come up, and he'll eventually explain to his father that we were framed, and next time we see him, he will let us go, I guess? I don't think that's really the proper thing to do, but this is the 80s. 90s? 80s? I have no idea when this was supposed to take place, actually.
I would say early 90s.
Yeah, so we were gone for 3 days. This is the state of the school now. So,
Dear God, kids are crazy.
well, the next character, Shinji, who's the boss who we'll be fighting afterwards. You'll be seeing me actually play differently now. I actually have special attack moves which do more than 1 damage. So that's why the first 10 minutes is kind of annoying versus now where if I set things up, I can get people down in like 2-3 attacks. So this is going to be just some more hallways. And this, again, everything's been retranslated for River City Girls. There's multiple languages, but in the original Japanese, it is extremely bleak for a storyline, which is why it wasn't really released in North America. That's 1 down. And then, there you go. Just that simple now.
I mean, it's about framing, breaking out of jail. It has a couple of mature things for that period. And
oh
yes,
yeah,
the floor just collapsed. And though, funny enough, everybody can be like below the little HB bars too, which is I find amusing.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's tons of swearing in the literal translation. Nope. Okay.
Do you mind if I just butt in real quick? We have another
Absolutely.
donation. Cool. So we have a $5 donation from Crunchy Granola Bar with a
Ooh.
message that says, "Crunch, crunch, crunch." Hello, Shauny. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You know what I like? Roller coasters. Don't eat granola bars on roller coasters.
That's good advice.
So, yeah, so that completes the ride the roller coaster incentive. Thank you so much, Crunchy Granola Bar.
Yeah, that's some oddly specific advice.
Yes. Must be from Learned Advice. Also, we saw here someone spawned on the right hand side of the room away from the exit, so that caused me to have to go back and do that. But thank you for donating. That's wonderful. Also, shouts to granola bars in general. I love them.
Mm-hmm. One thing also I forgot to mention, we'll see more of it later, but this is also a beat 'em up that actually has some light platforming action in it. There's a lot of things in this game that are that I wouldn't call revolutionary or super impressive by any sense, but it is notably different from most other beat 'em ups, which just try to throw swarms and swarms of enemies at you. This game is kind of an outlier on that, where, yeah, they'll throw a few enemies at you at a time, but nothing really crazy like you see with, like, the Streets of Rage series or the Final Fight series. They really wanted to make sure that this was a game about using your techniques right and controlling the enemies properly.
Yeah, and actually, yeah. Also, we're gonna see Ryuta right now. Kyoko will join us after this match. She's actually the second strongest character for attack strength for a certain attack, which, okay, but the attack is really bad. So,
yeah, with a case where the power of the attack is impressive, but the actual use and application of it is garbage.
Yeah. Nope, we missed him for the kick. So we can't just take out the boss characters in these fights as well. Just as a thing. Okay. They're gonna fall. Yeah, thank you. I want to get rid of the little helpers first, preferably.
And yes, the building is in fact collapsing.
Yeah, the background actually changes. It's actually really neat. Oh, I have to jump. Nope. Okay, that's fine. It's the first guy down. Next guy will spawn.
Ideally, it's good to try and remove the pink guy first, just because dealing with one is a lot easier than trying to deal with two. They tend to flank you.
Yeah.
And they both have to die before you can finish anyway, so it's better just to eliminate the low HP jerk and leave the remaining jerk.
Yeah, and once they falls down from the stuff, you can actually... Oh, I missed him. Okay, we're switching to Ricky now. Actually, Misako's technically the better one, just because she has a higher higher attack for that move. Although there's no iframes to it basically at all, so it's kind of terrifying to use.
Yeah, this is one of there's a lot of like subtle iframes here and there, but for the most part, Reach is king in this game.
Yeah.
If your kick is longer than their kick, you will win.
There we go. Yeah. I shouldn't have gone. Yeah, she's gonna walk back, thankfully. Misako is probably Misako or Kyoko are two of the best characters to have at the end of cutscenes because they'll walk to their places for the cutscenes to play out. We're going to be learning about Shinji and how Ryoto isn't that bad. He actually is one of the characters you can play as in another game. But basically, Shinji is using him to collect money from making all the children work at an amusement park and then setting that off to the Yakuza. So this is going to escalate very, very quickly. And we're going to go to the amusement park. So since we had the donation met, I don't have to ask for that when that comes up. Someone please remind me after the first screen to make sure I do it.
I'll do that, I suppose.
Because I tend to skip it.
About this parade sometimes I have to blink and remind myself, oh, he's talking about the game. He's not talking about like a novel.
Thankfully, there's not too much. Yeah, thankfully, there's not too much text in this game as well. It's actually pretty generous for. It's heavy on narrative, but it's quite Yeah.
And if it isn't obvious, even though we could play in English, the text speed for English is noticeably slower.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not just slower. It's like twice as long because characters and stuff like that take up more space. And yeah, I tried timing it, and a 6-second cutscene for Japanese took 14.5 seconds for English. And if you do that for the entire game, the run becomes like an hour 30. So I really was trying to get my estimate down so I can run English. I tried it yesterday, and no. It's unfortunately not the case. Also, you know what Ferris wheels are really good for, Ozzy? Fighting people on top of it.
You know, that sounds incredibly stupid and dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
You got that right?
I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, this is going to be incredibly stupid and dangerous. So we had to wait for the enemies to spawn. But we actually will be fighting on top of a Ferris wheel, which in River City Girls 2 reveal trailer, they showed it in the background. So most likely in the new game, you'll be fighting on top of a roller coaster again. And they know how stupid this part is because switch to you. Nope, you went to the other side. You were supposed to go to the other side. What are you doing? Come back here. Doesn't matter. Oh, hey. Thank you. Hitboxes are weird. Okay, yeah, the game was waiting for the wall to disappear, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine just these moving platforms, because this is literally the only instance of this kind of thing going on, that there might be just a couple of bugs.
There you go. Thankfully, again, it's not so much a timed room, but it is. Oh, so which character do you want to see on the roller coaster? I could put one on. So.
I don't know. Maybe we can ask chat. Chat. We have 4 characters here. Who would you like to see on the roller coaster?
Yeah, we have Kunio, Ricky, Misako, and Kyoko. So. One for Kyoko.
Yeah, one for Kyoko.
Oh, that's the same one twice. Should be one more character now. There's only 2 pink hair people here. And
I just want to speak it real quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Donations from Omax saying $5 for the roller coaster. Thank you so much for the $5 for the roller coaster. That can be pushed towards the next donation incentive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doom 64. So thank you so much.
You know, just because I can. It's a marathon. Cutscenes, am I right?
Yeah, keep hanging on. I'm sure you're fine.
Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. So you want to switch just for these little parts to one of the girls, just because they run faster, just to shave off like a second. And hopefully these 2 want to behave. They weren't behaving when I was practicing today. Nope, one did not want to behave. By behave, I mean get kicked in the face.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of just like, that looked like it should have hit, you know?
So this is the annoying thing, is we actually gotta sit and watch for stuff for a bit. So actually, Dotphase, if you want to talk about why we're here and why we're doing this awesome marathon, that'd be great. I'll get Kyoko loaded up so I don't mess that up either. So I'm gonna go on a roller coaster ride for a bit.
Absolutely. Well, give me a quick second. So as we all know, we are kicking off Slurpathon 2022. Shauny currently speedrunning some River City Girls, which is absolutely amazing. So why are we here?
Yeah.
So Extra Life is a Children's Miracle Network Hospitals fundraising program that empowers the gaming community to make a difference in the lives of local kids. Participants fundraise year-round, including a 24-hour gaming marathon, an annual gaming tournament in the early spring, and a weekend of tabletop gaming. It's very, very easy to get involved. Basically, signing up online at extralife.org, asking your friends and family to donate, and pledging to games in support of the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals of your choice. This charity that's being specifically impacted is the Alberta Children's Miracle Network Foundation Hospitals. So we're all here throughout this weekend raising money for that network of hospitals. Last year, Slurpathon raised $6,681 for Extra Life. We have no basic set goal, but it would be absolutely wonderful to pass that number that we raised last year. And then I guess one more thing that I can say quickly as well is that Extra Life brings together tons and tons of gamers around the world to play games in support of those Miracle Network hospitals. Since 2008, when it started, Extra Life has raised over $70 million USD for sick and injured kids. So, Shauny, was that good? Do you want some more?
That's actually pretty good. We're actually going backwards because there's no actual end to it.
Yeah, it's just like, nice.
Not much surprised by that. I'm more surprised that the car came off the track at the tip up there.
This is why when I was trying to think of incentives, there's not many much for point A to point B game, but this is something that kills the run entirely. There's no chance of me PBing, but it's extremely fun and comical, and again, you get to choose which character goes on it, and if you have two players, two people can go on it.
We should have everybody in chat type in "we" just like
Yeah.
Sparko did. Oh, the ride's over.
Yeah.
Too late. Sorry, chat. Oh.
So that was fun. Thanks for letting me do that. Misako never been on the roller coaster in her life before, so it's like, can we go before we stop the evil dude? And that's a small little thing you can do, which is really cute. Now we're gonna be fighting Shinji, who hopefully behaves, sometimes doesn't, and I want to keep him obviously on the left-hand side near the exit because, hey, less running time for cutscenes. But yeah, I know, I absolutely love seeing that. Oh, so I'm just gonna kick him in the face really quickly. Hey, he kicked me in the face. That's not nice. So again, I want to do as many spinny kicks as possible. Unlike him. Okay, we're just doing the Ricky strats then. That's to you.
So, yeah, Ricky's, like, and I swear, it's the exact same animation as Seven's Pummel from Final Fantasy VI, and I tend to call it as such.
Yeah.
That attack is extremely effective for just getting past the enemy's guard. It has literally no wind-up or it's just fist punch.
But although it sounds like a lot, like all the hits and stuff you can hear, big problem. It does 3 damage. So I have to do these kicks to kind of make up the damage that one spinny kick from Kunya would do. So that's the main issue with it, but it keeps him in control and it keeps him on this side of the map. So even though I don't like doing this, I don't want to risk losing Kunio. There we go. We switch to Misako here. And now since we finished on this side, this is the cutscene entirely. He gets up and he's done. Versus if you finish him all the way on the side, he literally watched the entire thing. And there's one boss you fight twice, which we won't spoil just yet. She's extremely slow. And this part, I will put my tea over here. Do not drink and drive. It's a bad thing.
Yeah, especially when we're on a motorcycle, no helmet, and we're having to fight on top of it.
And 218 kilometers per hour.
You know.
So this game has a driving section 3 times. It handles like butt. There's no nice way to sugarcoat it. And if you touch the wall at any time, you straight up die. And if these guys want to bump you, they will.
Yeah, super hang on. This is not. It's a little. there's a little bit of momentum whenever you're kicking in a particular direction. So if you kick at the wrong time at a turn, you might careen into a wall.
Yeah. Also, this is the longest driving section in the game. You might see me have my speed drop. That's when I either push brake or just let go of the actual thing. These corners you can just take normally. There's some sharper corners which will just make you go straight into the wall if you're anywhere in the red. You'll see one or two more turns of that coming up right now. I will not be paying attention to chat during these segments, so if anything is needed or anything, yeah, because there's no checkpoints during these. So
Yeah, again, touches wall, die. Instant start the entire segment over, which
is a dead run.
Yeah.
Yeah. My run is deathless for the sub-hour one. You can pause. This game also has a password screen system. It's very generous. It's very easy to hack as well. There's not many ideal passwords. First, it's a 4-digit password. There's a sharp corner. I have to cough soon, and I'm driving. This is really bad. Slow down there just for that corner. The sharp corners are extremely dangerous because if you were to bump into one of the other motorcyclists who are trying to get you, you'll just steer right into the corner. And just think, all this I'm doing right now, I'd have to do again if I touch the corner.
So this begs the question, Shauny,
Mhm.
because I remember you mentioned that your first playthrough of this game was co-op. How does co-op work in these sections?
Both control the bike at the same time.
Oh, dear God.
As will kicks affect momentum as well. So it is exactly as bad as you might think. So now we have there we go, find a cough. Now we have that, and then we can end it. So more than happy for that. This is going to be a very quick little kill. One of my friends who lives in Japan right now, his name is Ryan, or Kuribro. He found out if you jump into the pier, you just die. So because of that, the easiest way to get rid of these guys is to launch them into the pier way over there. Yeah, you can do that, man. I don't mind. And you'll hear a splash sound effect if I just stay quiet for a second. That's them hitting the water. Come on. They'll both go then. There you go. And there you go. So it's extremely dumb. But it's either I beat them up and take a lot of damage, or I could just launch them off into the corner and take like 10 seconds in total. It's a very weird thing, but you know, it's a quick kill.
Yeah.
Nope, almost got them.
There's a part of me that that when I first saw this hook going across the screen there, I originally thought it was like a claw for a crane game, because I know how Japan loves their crane games.
Yeah, you actually can do. Okay, there's the last guy. I'm waiting for him. There we go. So you can time your last punch the combo, and then that will give you. Oops, just mistimed that. Why are you guys punching through my iframes? Like, that's so rude. Okay, you know, you're just getting Ricky. There we go. But basically, those hooks, you actually can one-shot enemies while hanging off them. You just have to wait for the enemies to get below you, which takes a really, really, really long time. So, okay, we got that guy without him kicking us off. I don't want to say.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. These crates actually stack up quite high. It's entirely possible for you to get kicked all the way down.
Yeah, and they also spawn just at the lip of it. So yeah, like that. So if you are unlucky, they'll just kick you straight off, and then they'll just camp the side like a Smash Brothers player.
Uh,
There we go. So there's third guy up here. There's 4 people here, but I'm at the edge. So you jump off here and kick. There he is. This is the only room I can't figure out how to spawn this guy on top of the boxes. I've tried so many times, but the center of the room is the wrong part.
It's just the layout of everything here just doesn't work in our favor. So we just take the time loss essentially.
Yeah. Again, I'm trying not to split. I can move my tea back over here. There's no longer any driving right now. I'm purposely doing that so A, I don't split, but B, I don't drink and drive. I've caused a lot of... Quit hitting me through iframes. There we go.
You've actually lost runs to tea. Is that what you're saying?
A lot of times. So this is, again, Kyoko is... where's the second guy? There he is. She has the second strongest attack going. But it's one of the worst ones to try to do. But I don't need her for the next battle. Oh my goodness. This is so bad. How? I was on top of you.
Seems to be a lot of that lately today.
Nah, the kick is a lot more... I'm also not used to commentating and running. I'm doing a lot of offline runs for practice. So this is Shinji. He is annoying. But you fight him on a 2D plane now. Not the previous one where you can go back and forth. So he's a lot more limited and he's a lot more manipulable. So if this goes well, I should be able to hopefully kick him.
Yeah, because as if you've ever played a beat 'em up before, usually the biggest enemy is your depth of perception.
Yep. Unless you're playing Kirby for the Switch. Okay, got rid of the helper at least. But I want to do as many of these kicks as possible. Why are you not running beneath them? That's a bit weird. Because each one does 9. This attack here does 6. We'll switch to Misako here. He's thankfully not as responsive against Misako for some reason. And just because I'm not going to have another chance to show it off as well, I'll do it very quickly. Wall jump!
The one time.
There's like no opportunity to actually wall jump in the game, but every character can technically wall jump. So...
There's some very interesting enemy behavior. I do think that there's just some enemies that behave quite differently to who you're controlling at any given time.
Well, it's not because of it, but like both the girls, they can't crouch on people and punch them. That's only for Kunio and Riki. So they're more ideal to actually do the stomp thing, but the stomp throws is slower than Kunio and Riki. So either you do like frame perfect inputs to do the stomps to do damage, or, you know, whatever. This is where Takayama and Mamoru are basically saying they believe our story, and Kunio has a twin brother he was unaware of his entire life who framed him.
Dun, dun, dun.
His name was Ken. So we're going to be learning about the next lead. This is District 13 for the pier. We will be traveling to... the discotheque? I don't know what the actual name of it is called. It's like the Disco Almanac, I think.
Yeah, it was Disco Almanac.
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought you were about to say the Disco Omax. I was like...
I mean, it can be at this point.
I'm like, yeah, might as well be the Disco Omax.
Yeah,
New lore.
We're going to have to take a bike to get there.
Yeah, T goes over there. Actually, Duh, if you have anything you want to say, I'm just going to be driving and kicking people on the road.
Nah, I mean, I can come in and plug, basically, since this incentive was met, of course, for the ride the roller coaster portion of Shauny's run. 2 incentives have been opened up. They're currently for the next 2 runs, so Zello with Doom 64, and then the Metal Gear Solid run coming up after that. So $50 each for both of those goals. They're active checkout on the bottom of the stream. You can check it out thanks to that awesome tracker. But aside from that, the first incentive for Doom 64 is to watch me die max IL runs of 4 warp-only levels. It's super zoomies. Zalo is absolutely fantastic at running Doom 64, so that would be an awesome incentive to hit. Not only that, but the Metal Gear incentive is for saving Meryl. So if you'd like to save Meryl, get those donations in as well. Just ensure to type it in your comment where you would like your incentive to go to, or your donation to go to, pardon me.
Sounds good. This is how slow you have to take certain corners. It's annoying. But again, if they're right beside you, they'll bump you, and it's problematic. Also, I can't switch characters on the bike. You have 1 health bar during these bike sections. I've never come close to dying or felt in danger of dying on these bike sections for damage. It's always been the wall, which is, well, you can see here, I am babysitting. There we go. Like, I could just sit here and just bump this guy for a bit. Like, it's not going to matter. That's the second one done. T is now, can go back over here, because I'm allowed to have T again. There's one more bike section after this. This is Joe and Linda. Or Linda and Joe, depending on how they spawn in. Like, there's Linda, there's Joe. Linda is the one who has to die at the right. I don't care about where Joe dies. Joe has iframes, Linda doesn't. So it's a bit of a weird timing thing to do everything properly. So the main thing is I want to make sure she dies to the right. We switch to Cunyo. And if Joe happens to get caught up in a kick, all the better. If not, she is the focus to prevent... No, not that way!
Oh, no, what's that? No.
No, you're supposed to go the other way, Linda. Get back over there. Also, I'd love to know who this idol is or something in the back. There you go, that's close enough.
It wouldn't be surprising if it was actually a picture of somebody on the development team, honestly.
Or just, I have no idea who this is at all. Again, that is 6. I missed the damage there. But the fact that the sprite work is there for that is amazing to me. Also, I also want to give special shoutouts to the very stupid but very highly detailed, we'll do Misako here, lights in the Disco Almanac here. I absolutely love them, and they're extremely well detailed for a Super Nintendo game, and a lot of resources clearly went into them, and I just want everyone to notice them.
Yep,
they're pretty.
They were just like, we really want people to be able to identify this as a dance room.
Yeah, but look how many frames they have. Also, the game slows down here because text. After that, it goes back to normal. This is on the same of all platforms I've seen, so... Yeah, okay, we're not going to do that then. Okay.
No, this is an individual purchase. It is not on the not virtual console or whatever the Switch is
eShop
calling it. Yeah, but this game is available on the eShop for purchase.
Yeah, it's also on the PS5 and other consoles now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Main thing, I want this big guy to go down. Oh man, is this guy ever annoying. But Linda is also extremely annoying. There you go, she's down. Now I can just focus on him. And honestly, the easiest thing to do is Ricky's exploit punch thing. I will fall back on it to save time because it attacks for multiple frames, obviously quickly. And even though I can't do a lot of damage, any damage that I'm doing from, yeah, is better damage than just waiting for opportunities. So it's a weird, like this guy.
Weird compromise, yeah.
Also, this dude's come here, you. There we go. His hitbox is as large as the end bosses. There we go. We can switch to Misako. Oh no, we need Kyoko for the next one. Kyoko has the kick I need. So we can go there, and we're going to put the T over here. And we have one last driving section. And this would be the end of Easy Percent after the next boss.
Yep, something that is very traditional among a lot of games like this from this era. The the true ending is locked behind difficulty.
But not really necessary because the game actually doesn't have a different difficulty. Everyone has the same health and AI. It just ends earlier. So I tried my best to see if there was a difference, and everyone's HP values are the same from what I can tell. I love how they just fly off into the corners. Oh, so we're now driving at nighttime. It's very pretty. Just let the bike kind of go for a bit. There we go. It's the one corner which is really annoying there. I was going to donate $5 every single time I crash on the wall. And I actually took a couple Switch clips to show afterwards of some very bad situations that can arise. One is obviously the bike. Well, physics. Yeah, basically what happened to that guy is what would happen to me if I touched the wall at like 40 kilometers per hour. It doesn't matter how fast you go. Come on, you. I hate those corners. This is thankfully the shortest driving section of the game, too. So. Although nighttime doesn't really mean it's more difficult. And honestly, the second one's harder than the third one. So.
Yeah, the second one seems to go on a little longer.
Yeah. Like, it counts down from a kilometer for some reason. So this is the last of the bike section. Everyone say goodbye to the bike. I can put my tea back over here.
Bye, bike.
Yeah.
See you later, bike. See ya.
And now, so like I said, things escalate quickly. We're at a pachinko parlor. There's a Yakuza. They have very, very quick knives. And if this goes well, nope. Like, frame one wake up. I hate those knives so much.
Yeah, those are often the most dangerous kinds of attacks in this game. The kind of attacks where you have no way to react in time. It's just too fast.
Yeah. You can also see here that we'll just do Ricky here. Again, that was a dropped input on that one, but that was my bad. Just do an uppercut just because we can. A lot of the attacks look very familiar if you played River City Girls. There we go. That's one. There's way more of these guys, though. That's the annoying thing. And they, again, all have... He's attacking through my attacks! Like, I hate those knives so much. He attacked me as I was spinning through the air. Please go away.
Yeah. Honestly, this is where the game kind of ramps up the difficulty, not only with these knives guys, but also in a particular fight that's going to be happening very shortly.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the first boss of River City Girls is Mizuzu. She is the security of the school, and again, they write her great. In this game, they had her in the arcade game a long time ago. Okay, dude, seriously. And this is, okay, I also want to stress, this is a very annoying part of the game. Because these Yakuza people, you see here, I am missing a lot of health on a lot of characters. I don't get my health refilled for the next fight. Next time I fight her, I will.
Alright, so this is serious time. We're going to be going up against Mizuzu.
Yep. Also, comically, she's massive, like she was in the arcade version. But they also have the cushion on the seat flattened, bent, and her machine is broken because she destroyed it. So, they did the comical thing of making custom sprites for that. And hold up. Like, actually, like, hold up. That. Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah, so this is...
If Shauny does this right, we'll be able to lock Mizuzu down in a very particular rhythm here. But he has to be very careful here. If he scrubs this pattern
that's fine.
Yeah. That attack doesn't hurt that much, but she can go from 0 to 60 very, very quickly.
You need her to come down a bit here. There we go.
Shauny also wants to try and kill her on this left side of the room, because like before, as soon as this fight ends, a cutscene is going to take place where Mizuzu will get up and will move to a specific spot on the left side of the room, and the main characters will need to walk to the right of her. We want to try and set things up so that they don't have to walk nearly as far after the fight ends.
Yep, there you go.
That's the attack we were worried about.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep, Mizuzu's doing Mizuzu things.
Jeez, that's bonkers.
Yeah, this is the most unfair fight going, and I'm gonna wait for her to run. Oh,
The juke!
With the juke. That's
So
rude.
this is the whole reason I would not recommend people running this game. Is Mizuzu herself? She is, again, like I'm trying my best to concentrate. I'm not used to doing commentary and running this game as of right now. Just because, like, hey, you know, okay, that's a little bit of damage, but so the strategy on this one, I can talk a little bit more about it, just to, you know, shine some light on it. My brother actually tasked this fight a long time ago with like the spinny head thing, like here. We didn't know the damage values. You know what? Fine, she can come here. If she wants to do an AI loop here, she potentially will. If not, whatever. I'll cope with it afterwards. The punches take 3 punches to stun. The kicks that I'm doing and locking her in place take 2. But the kicks also lock her into her... There we go. And we step on this one here. That was, what, 3 attacks she did on me? I lost, like, 75% of my health last time. She's horrible. And thankfully, we have 4 characters, right? So, like, that's a lot of health to go really quickly. And we're just going to switch to Misako quickly here. Actually, Kyoko, because if I do this right, this would be the end of easy percent. So we're just going to hopefully have them kind of get together here. Close enough? Nope. There we go. Just one last time with that, and then we can just kind of layer them. Ooh, one slightly off sync. Okay, good.
Honestly, with how
There you go.
hard she is, I would respect her as a final boss.
Yeah, no, she is. Yeah, the thing is, when they made this game, this is based off of the arcade Renegade game. They made her on par with what she was, and she is bonkers difficult. The first time you play it casually and you don't know about how to stop her, I've seen her literally take out my entire health bar just because it was funny for her. Like, it doesn't matter. But again, like, we have 4 characters. We're confronting Ken, who's the one who framed Kunio. And this is Sabu, and we just lost half our characters. So, River City Girls 0, the origin story of Misako and Kyoko, have them get shot before the end of the game, and we don't get use of them anymore.
Yep, they're officially done. It's now just Ricky and Kunio on their lonesome.
Yeah.
I can only imagine maybe some confusion at people like this is the first River City game they ever play, and it's called River City Girls. Girls don't show up at the first part of the game, and and they're now removed from the rest of the game. I imagine that might be a little weird.
Yeah, and we don't have much of the game left. They just went to the animation very briefly there. It's actually kind of funny. So we're going to talk to... I'm looking at the names again. Takayama and Mamoru. Mamoru is going to call the ambulance to get them there, and we're going to go confront Sabu in his mansion. Because whatever. But we're going to get a police escort. So this is the one time where I can not worry about having my hand under control.
Right.
See?
Tea time.
Exactly. No, actually, literally is. So if you have anything you want to say, Dot, and plug anything else, feel free.
I was just gonna plug, you know, the incentives again that we have coming up. So Zelo is gonna be actually coming up next after Shauny finishes his run of River City Girls 0.
Yeah.
He will be bringing some Double Dragon 2: The Revenge with a run of any percent. It's a very short run, only roughly about a 15-minute estimate. But after that, Zelo is gonna be rolling into Doom 64 right back with loss levels,
which I love.
Max, which has it's absolutely wonderful, wonderful run. But that has an incentive that's open right now for $50 at the goal, with only $5 towards it right now. So
5.
Take a
Jump.
look at the bottom of your screen.
So
Yeah,
this
I'm
bridge,
particularly-
sorry, this bridge here, everyone spawns in roughly at the same time. No, I messed that one up. But there's 6 people in a very small bridge. Okay, that's fine. I messed up 1. And
Yeah,
then,
unfortunately, when they get out of rhythm like that, it's very easy for, like, you knock one down, another one gets up while the one is still knocked down, and you're in an animation, they hit you.
yeah. So, this game doesn't have much audio other than grunts, but it has an amazing scream noise. Listen. It cuts off too short as he keeps falling. I love it. So now we're on a floating bridge raft. This is actually a time section. You cannot do this part faster. So this is like, as long as you finish the 6 characters that spawn here before. I don't know how they spawned on the bridge with me. I cleared it off. But we're just going to sit here and just beat these guys up a bit. And we're on a 2D plane again. But the ground does go up and down, so it can affect your attacks.
The height of your attacks can sometimes go over an enemy's head if you're not careful.
It's a very pretty game as well. As I pummel these people in front of a sunset. But just to explain, this has 6 attack power. Oh, there's one guy left. 1 second here. Exclamations after. There you go. Anyway, this has 9. This has 3. That has 6. What was the other one? That one has 4. And then 3, 4, 3, and 3. So Kunio is beyond stronger compared to everyone else with a 9, and that's why I always want to try to do a lot of these. This is the only opportunity I can really explain, because I'm just waiting until here. You step about there, 3rd, 4th plank. And then, yeah, there you go. If you start on the other side, you always have to walk to the cutscene stuff. This is Scary Jump. I dislike Scary Jump.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shauny chat, I'll be stepping away from hosting duties for a quick second to help out with a sound check. So Sparker's going to be just taking the mic for a bit. If anything does come up, I'll be back shortly.
Absolutely. Thank you. So we're going to jump over here, same Ferris wheel controls. Then we're going to jump back so we can see the screen. Jump and not die, thankfully.
Didn't die, but also didn't grab the thing. Which
Yeah, that
you should have.
I should have, yes. Anyway, there we go.
Okay.
So yeah, there's
later with that again.
yeah, there's a jump and a grab command that you can have. It has no combat abilities whatsoever. Okay, you guys want to be annoying? Come on. No, you guys want to be annoying. All right. I love these knife guys so much. They're so fun. They are just the funnest. Yeah, they are just the funnest characters. I'm just gonna get rid of this green guy first. There you go.
Yeah.
And also, the fact they hide behind pillars is even worse here. Also, when I was watching someone play this game for the first time, they're wondering why they're outside of a motel. And it's supposed to be a mansion, but I 100% understand the aesthetic of a motel as well.
Yeah, totally. The only thing it's missing is that you might think that is you could think, oh, this is where the doors would go behind the pillars that you can't see past.
Mm-hmm. So this guy unfortunately spawned by himself, alone, and I can hopefully that knife. Oh, I hate that knife. We're just gonna wait to get. There we go. Now I can go in. This is my favorite boss in the game. I don't really count him. I don't even have a name for him. I just call him Pitfall Boss. Not because we see Sabu, but you know, Sabu confronts us, says, you know, we need to have a timeout. Wonderful scream noise. We'll hear it again very shortly if this goes well. this is my favorite boss. This boss has a gimmick to it, which doesn't matter. Because you do that, you kick him over there, you stand on this thing for about 3 seconds, and you jump away, and he's dead. So anyway, that was the Pitfall boss. I love him so much.
He even screams the same as you.
I found that out casually. So this part's annoying. Okay, I want to group them up. That's close enough. Because I don't want to die here, because this makes me spawn actually back. So we're just gonna... That's 1, almost 2, 3.
Yeah, and if you remember, we are down 2 party members. That means we're down half our health, technically.
This game actually has a very neat little story. I have to give it credit to that. But it was definitely too dark to release in, 1994. Nope, we're gonna switch to Ricky. I don't trust that health value anymore. Sure, just knee her. Why not? There we go. I can do that. You want to group them up like this for the most part. Then, there we go. So once again, I'll need concentration because, this Mizuzu, with half the characters now. Which is really odd. Because, like, you would think, like, we only just fought her. What's the difference between easy and normal? Yeah.
That would be a heck of a thing, wouldn't it?
All right.
Easy mode, you fight her once. Hard mode, you fight her twice.
So 1 sec to concentrate again because I have to do the AI manipulation.
At least they were kind enough to refill your health before her.
Yes. Nope. Nope.
Again, Shauny's being very careful here because, like I said, 0 to 60 with a Mizuzu, she will punish you for every mistake.
Yeah. I wanted her to walk up into my kicks. So if I'm below her, that's a huge problem. So I want to do as much as I can for her approaching. That's fine. I don't mind that. That's little damage comparatively what she can do. And she's dead. Don't scroll the screen just yet, because it has to go back and talk to her. And then, I don't know if I have to go there or not. Okay. And then, we're on to the last 2 battles already. Even with the roller coaster incentive. It's only just over an hour getting here. 59 minutes was my PB for entering the final boss. So, this would have been a very decent possible PB, but honestly, the roller coaster just needs to be shown off to more people, and I love that. So, where is this guy? He is bottom right, half screen, and I jump here? No!
Well, you tried.
Yeah.
Wow, he's dodging all of your kicks.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly like the little animation that they show here to kind of emphasize their dodging your attacks. It's literally just tilting their heads left and right.
Yeah, the Yakuza in general hurt quite a bit. They're also weaker here, and then you get your health refilled anyway. But not when you verse the first Mizuzu fight. So, I don't know. So Ken is being confronted by Sabu, basically saying, do not let Kunio and Ricky pass. This is your last chance. And we're going to be fighting someone who has the controls of, or all the special moves of Kunio and Ricky. And Ozzy, do you remember what you told me yesterday about how I shouldn't think up strats on the fly before marathons?
Oh, no.
I may have found out AI manipulation. I'm going to try it out here. If he's going to run at me, give it a sec. There we go. Do that,
Sorry,
run to the side.
This is becoming a habit.
It is. But he has 100 health, which is obscene. That's a drop input on my end. Okay. I disagree with you being able to punch through me, but alright. This is the second last fight. The last fight is honestly a joke at this point. There's a perfect AI minute for that one. I do have to concentrate a little bit, but I do want to say thank you so much for letting me be an opening run to a marathon. It's a really big privilege, and it's a really fun little game to show off, even with a death. Will you get kicked? Fine, by the way. We're going to go Ricky Strats in.
Now in the future, if you get another run in, he's probably going to spend a week beforehand improving the run in a dumb way. Just, I don't know how. It'll be just dumb.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. So we're just going to sit here and exploit the fact that when you run with someone and do Ricky's RNA attack, which is the punch thing here, for the most part, it just ignores them so much for their defense. And they will try to attack between frames, which isn't possible. Oh, I missed that one. There we go. Switch to Kunio. And so Sabu only really knows how to deal with people with one way, and that is to shoot them. But he only aims for the head, which is a bit weird.
He doesn't fire from the hip.
No.
He just pulls arm extended straight ahead.
Arm extended. Now, isn't that important? The sprites are only little rectangles. His gun kind of goes ahead of him. So all this part of his body is safe, and the gun is the danger point, right? So this next fight's going to take 9 attacks.
Yeah.
So
it's literally a case that gun may as well be a spear. Just get inside his range with his grip, and he is pathetic.
Yeah, he always has the same AI. If he's a certain distance away from you, he will take his gun out. So therefore, using these 2 pieces of knowledge, we can do that. You wait, and you do that. Then you do that. So do you see where this boss is now?
I'm starting to see why he tried to have the kid fight you first.
5, 6. Also, this place is quite detailed. There's actually a giant fan in the background. I know, what boss, right? So chat, you've been wonderful and cute. That is time. And there we go. That is River City Girl 0. 1 hour, 4 minutes. Even with the roller coaster, that takes like 2.5. Whoop, hit the wrong button. But there you go. Honestly, it is a very fun game, but please know if you pick this up for any reason, it is jank to learn. It has a learning curve. Like, I cannot defend this game for that reason.
It's a 1994 game. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and just as a thing, they're going to basically say that the girls are getting better. Everyone has been arrested despite being in a house fire. And yeah, that's the credits. It rolls it. There's a special animated cutscene credit afterwards and stuff like that, but I'm not going to show that off. It's very fun to watch yourself. But thank you again for having me open up this wonderful marathon, and let's keep the donating going. And thank you, Ozzy, as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ozzy, do you have anything to say?
Get me out of here.
Wonderful. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shauny. Thank you so much, Ozzy, as well, for just, being here to open up Slurpathon as well for this little tiny small beat 'em up duo kind of like mini block that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Everybody who's watching currently for the opening, just please stand by while we go into the Be Right Back screen. You'll hear a little bit more from me. Thank you so much, Sonya.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.